Hello and welcome to my GameMaker tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to talk about alarms and their functions. So what are alarms? Alarms are events that are used in GameMaker to simulate a timer, and when the timer runs off, code that you have put to an alarm event gets executed. That means we could use alarms for something like a game timer, to limit bullet shooting, object creating, stopwatch, and much more. We are going to create our alarm timer manually first, so you will get a better visual image of what's going on. So let's create an object, which name doesn't really matter. We can leave it to object 0, and let's add a create event to it. Let's set the variable room speed to 30. We will discuss this later. And then let's set a variable timer to room speed times 5. Okay, so room speed, which you're probably wondering what it is. Room speed is basically your game's FPS, which you most know stands for frames per second. This shows us how many frames are executed each second, which represents 1 second to us. Why? I will show you in the next step. So let's add a step event. And now we will decrease our timer variable by 1 for each step. So let's write timer minus equals 1. So each step in our case, which are 30, because we have set a variable room speed to 30, a timer will decrease by 1. That means when our timer will reach 0 after 30 steps, 1 second in the game will pass. Now we need to check when our timer reaches value 0, so we will execute if conditional statement. If timer equals to 0, then we can do show message times up, and let's end this. You could do anything here, like you could also reset the timer, like you could set timer back to room speed times 5. So after timer reaches 0, it will show a message times up, and after that it will execute, it will set the timer to back to the value we have set it in the beginning, so room speed times 5 seconds. So now we want to draw our variables to the screen. So in the draw event, we will draw our timer on the screen in steps and actual seconds, so you will be able to see how room speed works with the timer. So we will set our drawing color to white because our background is black and we want to see everything that we write. 50-50, draw text, timer plus string, our timer variable. Okay, and now we will draw a timer in seconds. Timer in seconds plus string timer divided by room speed, which we have learned is 1 second in the game. Okay, so let's add a room and put our object into it and run it, and let's check what happens. Okay, so you can see that timer is counting down. After it reaches 0, it says the time's up and resets the timer back again. Okay, this is our, how would you say, custom alarm system. But now we'll actually learn how alarm system works. So let's add a create event and set alarm 0 to room speed times 5. So we'll have exactly the same value as we have in our custom timer. And now we will add alarm 0 event. So this alarm 0 event is actually this inside the brackets and on your if condition statement. If the timer reaches 0, this is actually performed. If timer reaches 0, is actually, how they say, the same as alarm 0 event. So basically, alarm 0 means if you add alarm 0, if timer has reached 0, then execute the following code. So we will copy this code and add it here. Time's up, alarm event, and we can reset the timer as we said before. So yeah, it's very similar to our system. And now we have to return to our draw event, and we can copy the code we have written before and just increase the y values like that. Timer alarm 0, timer alarm 0 in seconds. So replace variable in string timer to alarm 0, and let's do exactly the same here, and let's run our project. Okay, so you can see that the values are both exactly the same. So that's all for this tutorial, guys. I hope you see in the next one pretty soon. Enjoy yourself, and I wish you happy developing. Thank you, bye.